There are moments in life when everything feels disconnected. A door closes without warning, a relationship shifts, an opportunity disappears, a prayer seems to echo back unanswered, and in those quiet, confusing spaces, we begin to wonder whether anything is happening at all. We look at our circumstances and see randomness. We see delay. We see disappointment. But what if it isn't random? What if it isn't delay? What if there is an invisible hand moving pieces into place in ways you cannot yet understand? Romans 8:28 tells us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Not in some things, not only in the things we enjoy, in all things. But here is the tension we wrestle with. If God is working in all things, why does it sometimes feel like nothing is moving? Why does heaven feel quiet? The answer may be simpler and deeper than we expect. God often works backstage while we are standing on the stage. When you watch a performance, everything looks seamless. The lighting is perfect, the music flows, the transitions are smooth, but behind the curtain, there is movement you never see. There are adjustments, timing cues, repositioning, preparation. The audience sees the scene. They don't see the coordination. And in many ways, that is how God works. You see the moment, He sees the sequence, you see the interruption, He sees the orchestration. What feels like disruption to you may actually be divine repositioning. One of the clearest examples of this is found in the book of Esther. What makes that book so fascinating is that the name of God is never mentioned, not once. And yet His fingerprints are on every page. A young Jewish woman becomes queen in a foreign empire. A jealous official plots destruction. A king loses sleep one night. That sleepless night leads him to read a forgotten record. That record reminds him of a loyal act that was never rewarded. And that single moment begins a chain reaction that ultimately saves an entire nation. Esther 4:14 declares, "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" None of it looked miraculous while it was happening. It looked political. It looked coincidental. It looked ordinary. But it was divine alignment unfolding quietly. The same pattern appears in the life of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison, forgotten. If you stop the story there, it would look like abandonment. But years later, standing before the very brothers who betrayed him, Joseph says in Genesis 50:20, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good." Notice that word, meant. That implies intention. God was not scrambling to repair damage. He was weaving purpose through pain. What looked like separation was positioning. What looked like delay was development. What looked like loss was alignment. And here is where this becomes personal. Some of the most powerful movements of God in your life will not look powerful in the moment. They may look like closed doors. They may look like unanswered prayers. They may look like silence. But silence does not mean inactivity. Think about the most important processes in life. Roots grow underground before trees rise above ground. A child develops in the hidden place of the womb before being revealed to the world. Muscles rebuild during rest, not during motion. Healing happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. The unseen does not mean unreal. It means foundational. Ephesians 2:10 says that we are God's workmanship created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Prepared in advance. That means before you face this season, there was already a blueprint. Before the setback occurred, there was already strategy. Before the door closed, there was already awareness. You are standing inside construction. God is holding the plans. But here is the moment we must confront. The most dangerous assumption we can make is this: if I don't see it, it must not be happening. That assumption has caused many people to quit too soon, to walk away too early, to lose hope prematurely. Hebrews 11:1 tells us that faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Faith was never meant to operate in visible certainty. It thrives in unseen trust. Now here is where everything begins to rise. What if this season is not stagnation, but synchronization? What if conversations are being arranged that you haven't had yet? What if protection is happening that you don't even realize you needed? What if the opportunity you wanted would have harmed you in ways you could not see? What if the delay is not punishment, but preparation? Because when God aligns things, He aligns them completely. And when alignment completes, shifts can happen suddenly. Think about Acts 16. Paul and Silas are in prison, beaten, chained, doors locked. From a human perspective, it looked like the end of the road. But at midnight, while they were praying and singing, the ground began to shake. Suddenly the chains fell. Suddenly the doors opened. Suddenly the prison that confined them became the place of their breakthrough. But that suddenly did not begin at midnight. It began long before, in obedience, in faithfulness, in endurance. What feels sudden on earth is often the result of slow orchestration in heaven. And here is the stronger truth you need to hear. There will be a moment when you look back at this season and say, "Now I see it. Now I understand why that relationship ended. Now I understand why that job did not work out. Now I understand why the timing mattered. Now I understand why I had to grow through that." The confusion will turn into clarity. The delay will turn into direction. The silence will reveal itself as strategy. God is not absent in your unanswered questions. He is arranging. He is positioning. He is preparing. He is protecting. He is constructing something that requires timing beyond your current perspective. The story is not finished. The curtain has not lifted. The alignment is not complete. But the architect is still building, and he does not build without purpose. Before we close today, if you're in a season where you can't see what God is doing, I'd like to pray with you. Heavenly Father, we thank you that even when we cannot see the path ahead, you are still working behind the scenes. You are arranging, preparing, and aligning things in ways we cannot yet understand. For anyone listening who feels discouraged, confused, or stuck in a waiting season, I ask that you give them peace, patience, and renewed faith. Remind them that your timing is perfect and that your plans are always good. Help us trust you not only in the moments when we see the breakthrough, but also in the quiet seasons when you are building the foundation. We place our lives in your hands and choose to trust your process. In Jesus' name, amen. If this message strengthened you today, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who may be in a hidden season right now, and subscribe for more faith-filled encouragement like this. And before you go, tell me in the comments, have you ever experienced a moment when you later realized God was working all along? Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs to keep trusting. Because even when you don't see it, He is still working behind the scenes.